Hey guys, it's Jessica from Audacity, and I am here with Kyle Smith, the creator and host of the For All We Know Show podcast. What's up, Kyle? Thanks for coming.
What's up? Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
If you guys have not seen it before, Audacity actually interviewed on the For All We Know show last year. So make sure you check that out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Yep, you hit all of them.
Yeah, okay, great. Anywhere you get a podcast. But if you want to see me wearing pink, then you should watch it on YouTube.
Yes, and I'll point out this: you were my very first interview on season two
Ah,
on that
yeah.
stage. Yep,
Which means you got binge watch the whole season, you guys. It was
exactly.
so much fun. And now we have Kyle here on the other side of the mic and in a different seat today. And this is going to be really, really fun. So we'll get into the easy stuff first. What inspired you to start your podcast? Like, I want to go through the origin story.
Oh man. So before this, now I don't know if we talked about this before, but before this, I actually ran a hip hop media outlet called the Rap Hippies. And we like went around the city and we interviewed all kinds of artists from um Princess from Crime Mob. We like all kinds of people, right? Like, and then we started doing Hype magazine stuff, and then we really honed in on the like visual aspect. So we did that for about 5 years. We got invited to like I think that's what it's called, Dreamville Fest,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, like what's the other one? Afro, is it Afro Punk?
Afropunk is a thing, yeah.
Afropunk, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we did all that kind of stuff, and then we did that for 5 years, and after that, me and my other like co-founder, shout out to Desi, we were like, we want to do like kind of our own thing at this point. The Rap Hippies was a great like kickoff, but we kind of wanted to do our own thing. So, um, she started doing radio at WABE, and I was like, okay, well, let's see what I could do out here. So I started drafting, started looking at different things I could do, and I always think about names first because I know what I wanted to do. I didn't just want to do hip hop anymore. I want to
Right.
do the overall culture. It's a lot more people like you that's doing all kinds of stuff. So I was like, okay, let me see. So I was thinking about names. I came up on For All We Know, and I'm a really big jazz head. So I was listening to one of my favorites, Ahmad Jamal, and I thought about the name. I was like, For All We Know, For All We Know. I like that. I like that. And one of his songs came on. It's called For All We Know. I'm like, that's it.
It's a sign.
So it's a sign. So after that, I kind of started shooting myself at first. It's the worst. Shooting by yourself with guests is the worst because I shot two cam. So I had my guest, I had me, and I lost episodes actually
Wow.
because I would be out of focus the entire time. Great conversation. I'd be out of focus the entire time.
And
So
not even know it.
not even know it until afterwards.
Yeah.
And but a lot of them turned out good. You can see that on season one. A lot of them was good. I had a lot of great people on there. And the second season, I'm like, all right, let me double up a little bit. So I would go to U42. Shout out to them, and I had the whole production thing. You saw it, like it was
Hmm.
a whole production. They had the Black Magic cameras and stuff. I'm like, all right, I like this. So that was season two, and now we working on season three, and I'm kind of getting together my guests on who I'm gonna have, and I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be good season three, but that's kind of like the origin story. I've been doing this for a while, but I love to hear people's stories, man. That's really what draws me to it. I like to hear people's stories and how they became successful in their own, you know, right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's a bomb origin story. A dynamic duo splits apart to forge their own paths.
yeah.
Well, speaking of
Yeah.
dynamic duos and teams and everything like that, tell us about the team that's behind the show. So, like, you're the host and producer. Like, tell us a little bit of, like, what that role is like and about the team.
So you want to know who my team is? It's funny.
We want to know.
My team is, of course, we know that you have the staff at U42 that shoots it. They're great, by the way. Um, but as far as developing, I got two team members. My wife, shout out to Olivia,
Yes.
and my daughter, because my daughter would like, I would be literally, and I have a video of me holding her. Like I listed her even in the show as my creative director, because she like, I in the second season, I kind of make these videos like I want her to see these interviews.
Yeah.
So I have a slate after every episode that says for Melly, which is my daughter's name. So it's kind of like an inspiration thing, you know.
Yeah.
So of course, I want people to see them, but I want to leave like some type of digital footprint for her, you know.
Sounds like
So
a little home video.
yeah, so definitely my wife because she's also in production. So she's let me let me pick out which ones I should do, like as far as the cue cards and stuff. So she designed that, and then of course she's with me when I'm editing and all the digital like social media stuff. Like I ask her first, so that's really my team to be honest with you. Is us three, so it's fun that way though. It's fun.
It makes it fun. Like it helps because then like you're still spending time with your family and everything like that too.
Exactly.
And it's just really cute. It is just really
and
cute.
the last episode of my first season is me and my wife. So you should. It was right
Ah,
before we got married. So that was
like were
kind of
y'all already like engaged and everything
we had
or
just got engaged. She wasn't even pregnant yet. So we were actually talking about like how we think we would be as parents and what we look forward to if we so and my daughter's about to turn 1 now. So that's crazy.
so you manifested that whole thing. Y'all manifested on an episode.
That's a whole another conversation because we literally wrote down when we met how we wanted everything to go and everything's been by the year.
Just happening.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. And like I think that that's such a great thing for like the audience to know because I think a lot of people assume that like oh like somebody behind the mic like they're just projecting or they're just like here for like making show and like making content and clickbait and da da da. But
Yeah.
like your stuff is so like real and genuine and like really good just like raw material that shows really that there are people behind these mics.
Yeah.
And it shows
Yeah.
100% it shows.
Appreciate
Yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't be on the show otherwise.
it.
So, but with that being said, as far as how you choose your guests for your show, how does that process work?
Man. So I really do it based on I know a lot of different people. I know a lot of
Yeah.
different people that do a lot of different things. If you want me to be honest, it's by topic.
Mm,
I'll think about like I love film. So
yeah.
I'll think about something like, oh, so and so does film. Let me see. Or I love the organization that goes around um, a magazine. That's why I chose you. I like what I'm really big on, raising the youth. That's why I chose one of my other guests, Donnie Johnson. Um, Again, I really, 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 I'm minored in film. So I really love film. So I actually had a screenwriter on one episode and I had an actress on another episode. Um, so yeah, and I love to travel. I had a girl that's starting a travel agency. So that's really how I do it. Like I really like next season I want to do somebody that's like a designer, like clothes and stuff,
Hmm.
because I think it's important for people to know in different industries how these people got started.
Right.
There's so we do so many different things, but some people don't know how to start. And I like people to get their shine. So
Yeah. Love that.
yeah.
Okay, so with that in mind, can you recall a specific interview or a guest who was like, okay, this is why I signed up to do this? Like this in this moment, I have become a real host. Like this is my reason why Does
Hmm.
anyone or anything kind of ring a bell for that for you?
So I have two. I'm not doing this because it's your show, but when you talked about how you kind of aided in somebody um, getting arrested or like in a trial or something,
Oh,
remember that?
oh yes, it was oh my goodness. I was covering BLM 2020
Yeah.
and
Yes, that's what it was.
yes, it was Jake Gardner, the man who murdered oh goodness, who murdered James Gerlach. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that one was a really, really good one because I like interviews that I take it somewhere
Yeah.
and then the interviewee completely like goes somewhere else where I wasn't expecting. And now I'm over here forgetting I'm in the interview. I'm just oh yeah, yeah, trying to get back on track. But it's those kind of things that I love about interviews, watching them myself. So that was one. I did one on mental health with shout out to Jasmine Ginyard and shout out to Keandria. They did mental health and we talked about like therapy and things like that. And I actually had somebody hit me up and was like watching this episode made me get into therapy. So
Wow.
it's things like that where you want to, of course you want to reach thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
But all it takes is one person, to change their life. I remember there was one story about somebody that said they had like 20 viewers every time they post a video, but one of those viewers happened to be Oprah. All you need is one person. You
Right.
so yeah, but all my interviews are really really good. I like learning in all of them. One of the homies, Ish, the screenwriter, he was like really breaking down how written by and created by are so different. It's just
Mm-mm.
things like that where I really I really like hearing people's stories. So it's probably
Yeah.
something little in every interview that I've done where I'm kind of low key fans of these people too. I watch their work. I don't just, I'm not just picking random
Random
people on
people.
social media.
Yeah.
Like I have to be interested in what you're doing,
Yeah.
you know. And again, I know a lot of people, so I pick out the people to me that stick out. So
Is that what you say you would makes your podcast stand out from others? Because everyone talks about how like it's like a saturated market now and it's this and it's this. Like what's your opinion? I'm asking two questions really in one
mhm.
because I do those things. But one, is that what you think has helped your podcast stand out? And two, what do you think about how the podcast industry has evolved over the last few years? Like, do you believe that it's saturated or no?
I think topics are oversaturated.
Mm,
Um, I don't think there's enough people that have people on the show like how I do. And we're
yeah,
not talking about gossip. We're not talking
right.
about if a man should pay or a woman should pay. We're not talking about,
Say it.
like we're not talking about masculinity and those are this it's almost like it's the same five revolving topics.
And often with
And
little to no basis either. Like
you
you
know,
sit down with actual experts where a lot of people I feel like in these podcasts like just kind of sit and talk about their opinions and their feelings
yeah.
and present them as facts.
I want to highlight
Whereas,
people. Like, I
yeah,
mean, those are all, those opinions are all cool and all, but to me, it's turned into like shock value. Like, oh,
yeah,
this person said that
very
they're
clickbaity.
yeah, they're not dating somebody that makes less than 150, or whatever, or the woman
Yeah,
should cook or like, bro, what? Like, I get the first couple of times, but that's what everybody talks about. And I'm just like, I'm at a point where, all right, cool, but what do you do for a living? Like, who are you? You feel me?
right.
Like, what is what makes your mind work? Like, do you like philosophy? What have you learned in your 30s that you didn't know in
Mhm.
your 20s? Like, I like stuff like that. I like to have real conversation. Not to say that they're not
Right.
real, but that's oversaturated to me.
Yeah, agreed.
That's oversaturated to me. So,
So like with that in mind, like if someone, because I'm gonna keep it real with you, folks been putting
mhm,
pressure on me to do an Audacity podcast.
you should, but whatever. I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna be the other one. But okay,
All right, y'all. I keep
mhm,
hearing it. I promise y'all, I'm listening.
you
There,
should.
y'all will get y'all's Audacity podcast eventually. Um, Now that being said, though, as a person who actually has no idea what she's doing with podcasts, I just know I'd be good at it because I have talent.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who wants to start a podcast for that matter, what is your advice as you are an expert in this space now, an actual expert?
Hmm.
What is your advice for someone who is seeking to start a podcast?
Um, I would say that talk about topics that one are not oversaturated, obviously. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you might have to, right? I don't know. It's up to you. Um, but you also just want to be authentic, man. I know it sounds
Mm,
cliche, but I can tell personally when somebody's trying too hard
yeah,
or they're trying to be like, very clickbaity and stuff like that. So, um, be authentic. Keep it one with yourself because it a lot of people do podcasts. A lot of people will just hop on the mic and say, "Oh, it's a podcast," but it's not easy. It's not easy to continue a conversation and talk and make sure you hit every point. Have production notes. Go into like, all right, I want to go here. I want to go here. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes on this topic. If you're gonna do it right. If you're gonna
yeah.
do it right, do it right. So start there. Be authentic. Take it serious.
Mm,
And, just have different conversations. There's so many other things we could be talking about as a people, and
yeah.
we don't.
But we talking about splitting bills.
We talking about splitting bills. We talking about if the guy should pay when the homegirls come. Like, Jesus, do what you
But we
want to
all
do.
just minded our own business and talked
Yeah,
about something important.
man. But the way that people corral against like with these topics, just think
Yeah,
about if you corralled against the topics that matter.
right.
You feel me? So
Because I could talk about reproductive rights all day. Like
yeah.
that's something that we actually could sit
But
and
at
talk
least
about.
that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least that's
Yeah,
something that matters.
yeah. Like I don't know if you
It's
saw
almost like a
recently.
distraction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's all like clickbait stuff. Like I don't know if you saw recently, but like, and this should be getting discussed more. Alabama has rolled back IVF
Hmm. Yeah.
because
Frozen embryos.
their
Yeah.
state Supreme Court is ruling embryos as children.
Hmm.
And obviously, if they can't discard embryos, then they can't make embryos.
Right.
And that I feel like should be getting discussed a lot more
You ain't
than
gonna get
if
that.
we all go out for dinner and you ordered hookah and you ordered an entree and you ordered a Coca-Cola, then we gonna split the bill.
Yep.
But,
It's easier, I guess.
I
Everybody
mean,
has
like,
an opinion on that. It's not.
right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, we love a good debate. We love a good hot topic from time to
Yeah.
time. Shout out to Wendy Williams. Hope she feels better
Yeah.
soon. But yeah, like we love a good hot topic, but at some point, like we got to get back to like the things that matter. Like we have to get back to journalism. And if journalism, I
Mhm.
think if we put more journalism into podcasting, then we would find more value in it than what we're getting.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
It's very high level. Like just dig deeper.
yeah,
Not that hard.
it ain't.
Mhm.
So what does the future hold for the For All We Know show? Like what's next? What's on the horizon?
So obviously season three. Um, I want to start shooting that preferably in the summertime. But don't hold me to it because having
It's actually
a
like,
little
how did you
one,
start season 3 yet? Where is it?
yeah. So having a little one is sometimes it can put things on hold for a minute, but definitely season three. Um, Honestly, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. Like maybe
Yeah,
add a few more episodes, but um, I want to hit every industry. You know, I want
yeah.
to hit I want to hit everything that people are talking about and people things that people aren't talking about that they should be.
Yeah.
That's what's important to me. Um, yeah, that's really it. I mean, if I could, I've been dabbling in like putting a deck together to try to get on like broadcast. I think I have the look for it, so I kind of been playing with that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep doing what Joel Santana say. Keep doing what I've been doing better than I usually do.
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to do. So
Well, I'm here for it and we look forward to it. And just to put the bug in your ear, I think you should also try doing like a live podcast.
oh,
Live.
a
Hmm.
live podcast. I like
Live,
that.
like with a live
But
studio audience. Yeah.
oh, now see that would be now you give me some ideas because I have thought about doing that for the like a finale.
That would be cool.
Mm,
That would be cool.
that would be a good one. I think I might have somebody that would be a good addition to because one of my goals is to get I hate saying this as I like but like get like a former star, that
Oh,
we
I see what
all
you mean.
know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a name because I don't want to call him a former star, but I'll tell you afterwards. But I want to get somebody that we all grew up with, and I
Yeah.
just like hearing stories. I
Oh,
just like
that'd be
hearing like
good.
what happened because there's so many stories that have happened over time, like when there wasn't social media
Right.
that we don't know about. That's
Mm.
why I know a lot of people aren't a fan of him, but that's why Vlad is so successful to me because he gets those stories that
Yeah.
we did not hear about back when. I'm
Right.
telling you, man. So
Mm. Ooh, okay. I gotta make sure I like let me know when that happens because I'm gonna be
okay,
there.
for sure,
I will
I
be
got you.
there in the audience. I will bring a crew. Like we can do like a little pre-red carpet if you want to.
Mm,
I'll anchor it for you. Like
think about it. Think
not to
about
just
it.
insert myself into your life, but like
Yeah,
just
that's
say it.
okay.
Let me know what you need.
Yeah, that'd
If
be
you
dope
just need
though.
butts and seats, like we got you. We'll bring the team.
Yeah, that'd be
Well,
dope.
listen, Kyle, thank you so much for being here with us today, guys. Make sure you check out For All We Know. It'll be all of the links and all of like the ats and the tags and everything will be here in the little comments in the description below.
Yeah.
If you like this content, let us know. Like it, share it, subscribe, follow us, and we will see you next time.